Jambo, karibu tena maze. Niaje? There's one thing that most of my people, or rather my listeners, don't understand. And I keep on repeating this. Tafadhali, study your leaders. And study your leaders based on these three categories. As in, are you a Nilot? Are you a Kushite? Or are you a Bantu? Hakunanga ukabila East Africa. There's no tribalism. Everything rotates around those three entities. Either you're a Kushite. If you're not a Kushite, you're a Bantu. If you're not a Bantu, you're a Nilot. So here's the thing. Nataka ujiulize wewe unafall kwa kategori gani. Na mali unafall, fata kiongozi mwenye ako ana lead hiyo subgroup. If you're a Nilot, there's no way you will not support Ruto and Duale. Because I told you all Nilots were sired by one entity. Study the planets. Study the fucking planets. Planet number 2 from the sun. Planet number 1, not number 2. Planet number 1 from the sun is Mercury. Mercury is the father of Nilots and Kushites. If you want proof, just study how the co-curriculum activities that they do, how they earn their money. A Kushite ndio wa kwanza alitoka. Alizaliwa na mama wa Egyptian. For those who understand the Bible, that's the Ishmael seed. Kushites, most of them are traders, ni watu wa biashara. And again, because of their light bones, they are in charge of the air. Because Hamis, Ama Mercury is the god of, the demigod that controls the land and air. So Kushites look upon the air. Hao ndio wenye air. When you go to Kenya Air Force, utapata hao ndio wamejaa. They're so good at their job. And their half brother from the same father. The half brother is the Nilot now. The Nilot is the one in charge of land. Ukienda Kenya Army sasa. Kenya Air Force ni Kushites, Kenya Army utapata ni Nilots ndio wengi. Mostly from the Kalenjin communities, Masai, nini. What do they have in common? Hamis, physical features zake nimekwambia mara mob, akona wings. Akona wings kwa helmet, kwa kichwa, the patita, the helmet on his head. He has 2 wings, which makes him a very good thinker and fast thinker. Alafu miguu zake iko na nini? Miguu zake iko na wings pia. So the wings on the feet, ama the ankles, zinafanya awe very fast kwa kukimbia. Most marathoners from Mofara to Kipchoge Keino and others, utapata ni either Kalenjin ama Kushite. That tells you that they are the seeds of Hamis, those 2 entities. You come to now the first one, which is the sun. The sun is the father of all Bantus. And the sun is the source of gold, the source of vitality, the source of ego, the source of life. There's no photosynthesis without the sun. Who is in charge of the sun down here on earth? Who is in charge of gold? The Maragold people. The Maragoldis are the one in charge of gold. The head of Maragoli is the one in charge of all Bantus. Who is who? Musalia Mudavadi, the one I'm vouching for. Hapa hivi channel yangu mostly naongelea kuhusu Amani National Congress, and I'm here to tell you that pesa ni amani. Pesa ni amani. Where there is peace, you will find wealth. You can't find wealth when there's no peace. Tumongelea kuhusu Bantus, au ni Mudavadi ana lead Bantus. Tumongelea kuhusu Kushites, tumongelea kuhusu Hamis, huyo ni Hamis Kushite na Hamis Nilot. Now number 3 unakuja kwa actually tushamaliza Kushite, Nilot na Bantus. So that's how it goes. So if you see Ruto and Duale, that's a Nilot and a Kushite. If you see Mudavadi, that's the head of Bantus. But there's another thing. Among the Bantus, there's another subculture that does not follow the paternal side. Sisi wote tunafuataga father. But there's like a culture among the Bantus that is a bit different. The so-called the Kikuyus. Kikuyus, they came with the mother. Hawa walikuja na mama. Mama ndio head. Mama ndio kama baba yao sasa. She's called Mumbi. Now Kikuyus are a bit different. Na hapa ndio penye shida ya Kenya inatokea hadi saa hizi. Kikuyus are an entity on their own. As in wanajirule wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Sasa the person who's supposed to rule Kikuyu sasa ndio unaona shida ya maandamano inatokea. Maandamano, it is just a fight for the Kikuyu supremacy. Mtu asikudanganya. Deputy President wetu saizi ni Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is the head of he's supposed to be the head of Kikuyus, but he's being fought by the former head of Kikuyus, who is former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta anajua hii nafasi yake ikichukuliwa na Rigathi ndo hivyo. He'll not make any sense to Kikuyus. So what is Uhuru doing? Uhuru is using the masses, which he doesn't have. But there's a person called Honorable Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, he's a reincarnate of a planet called Poseidon, planet number 8. Planet that is surrounded by water. He's the god of water. Poseidon and rule over water. So he has his own followers. Kwa hii last general election, aligana around 6 million votes. 6 million people si wachache. So ukicompare 6 million ya Honorable Raila na 3 million yenye Rigathi ana rule, ana lead, utapata Raila ako na population kubwa. That is what Uhuru is using. Anatumia the masses that Raila has to fight who? To fight Rigathi Gachagua out of his position. Because by pushing Raila for a position or a handshake, of course, that can only be a prime minister position, which he knows he can never be a president, but he can be a prime minister. Now, being a prime minister, no maana hata Mudavadi hakupewa hiyo post ya prime minister, alipewa the position but not the title. The title hakupewa, alipewa chief minister, a very powerful position. But prime minister imewekwa pending just in case Raila alete shida, na unaona anaanza kuleta shida. That is the position he wants. Guess who will suffer? Rigathi Gachagua. His functions will be taken from him and be given to the other guy, be given to Raila. That is what Uhuru wants. Uhuru wants to weaken Rigathi ndio yeye abaki kama supremo wa wapi? Wa Kikuyu community, who have a 3 million strong population. So that's it about our demigods. If you want to understand the Kenyan politics, I've told you, just study the planets above us on the solar system. How they function, the speed at which they rotate the sun, the strength, the size, will tell you who is who in Kenya. Utajua, huyu ni Nilot, huyu ni Kushite, huyu ni Bantus, head of the Bantu. But inside Bantu, there's also another tribe called Kikuyu. Kikuyu walikuja na mama. So mama naye nana, who wants to rule the house of Mumbi? Hapo ndo kuna battle kati ya Kikuyus, kati ya Kikuyu wenye wana support Uhuru na Kikuyu wenye wana support nani? Rigathi Gachagua na Ndindi Nyoro. So there's a trick here. If you go to Kiambu, kuna argument wanasema ya kwamba Uhuru is not a really pure Kikuyu. But who is a pure Kikuyu when they follow the mother's tribe? Wewe tu umezaliwa babako ni Mkalenjin. Even if your father is a Ugandan, like in the case of Uhuru, that's the rumor going around. You will realize that Kikuyus will still call you a Kikuyu as long as your mom is a Kikuyu. So that is the challenge. Now Kikuyus are the ones who are to decide. Wakitaka kutopol Rigathi Gachagua, mwenye anawatetea for real, watabaki na Uhunye. Wakikata Uhunye, watabaki na Rigathi Gachagua. It all boils down to this maandamano. Maandamano, by the way, the only people who will decide whether it will end or continue are Kikuyus. Wakikuyu wakitaka kusupport Raila, watatoa Rigathi kwa power. Wakitaka kusupport Rigathi, make Raila obsolete. And that is the word of today. So that is how planets are arranged. If you go down after Mercury, utapata ni Venus. Venus now is the target of our conversation now, the Kenyan girl. Kenyan girl, you're a Venus. Venus ni mtu yote mwenye ajai shikwa na mwanaume, a virgin. Because you're the ones who decide. Ukidecide kuolewa na mjaka ama the water people, of course, wewe utakuwa a mama. You will be a Maria. A Maria who will support who? The water people. If you decide to get married to the Kushites, you will support the Kushites. So you're the deciding factor. Kwa elections zote, wewe ndio unaimbiwa. Everybody's fighting over you. You are the bearer of a uterus. Venus ndio ana hold uterus hivi. Ukiamua kukuwa lesbian, utakuwa umeside na the pagans. Ukiamua kuzaa, utakuwa umeside na sisi. Utakuwa umeside na the Mercury people, utakuwa umeside na the Bantu people who are the Apollo. After Venus, utapata ni Earth. Earth now ndio mama yetu Maria. Asa shaza, she was a Venus, she was Eve, but akizaa akui Eve tena, akui Venus tena, anakuwa Maria. So the head of Maria all over Kenya is our first lady, who is Mama Rachel. Mama Rachel is the one who's supposed to give us direction, to give the Venus direction, the Kenyan girl, by nurturing them, telling them that, hey, don't choose that side. Don't choose the side that is behind planet number 5, Jupiter. After Jupiter unapata sasa ni Saturn. Saturn ni US, nimekwambia. After Saturn unaenda kwa Uranus, which is Europe. As the word suggests, Uranus. They are after our sun's Uranus. Wako after our sun's a-hole. Ndio unaona history ya homosexual iko very very critical in our shika kwa rock kabisa, because they don't have melanin, eh? They get their energy by doing what is not allowed by our God. So that's it. After Mama Rachel, that is the earth, that's Maria, our mother. You go to planet number 4, which is China, that is Mars. After Mars, you go to Jupiter, which is Russia. Those 5 planets plus the sun make it 6. Those are the godly children, the children of God. Anything behind who are considered as anti-God. Thank you very much, and that's it for today, defining our gods deeply and faster. And next topic, sasa tunataka kuongelea about Kenyan girl. Kenyan girl. After the Kenyan girl, sasa tunaongelea about resources, geopolitics, where now the money aspect comes in. Because the definition of money is just energy times time. What is energy? Energy is whatever can make you move forward or produce anything. Be it the sun, be it the wind, be it coal, be it oil. Yeah? Tunataka kuongelea kuhusu oil, because oil is the money now. Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you for keeping on here in my channel. Thank you very much.